What is up, guys, gals, and you awesome minions and gamers of different shapes and sizes? It is me, Josh, aka Proxy, bringing you some Titanfall 2 today on the PlayStation 4. Cannot wait to say PlayStation 4 Pro. I will be getting that on launch. I will be showing you all the games I have, which are pretty much all of them that are supported on PlayStation 4 Pro. I'm so uberly excited for that, but remember to drop a like if you also enjoy this video, and why not subscribe for more Titanfall 2 combat in the future. But for now, let's focus on all that Titanfall 2-age. Now, you know that I love this game, and I really want to know your opinion of this game in the comment section below. You may notice also that we're playing some Bounty Hunter today, a really cool addition to the Titanfall series. This guy gets turned into bolognese. Told ya! I do love spaghetti, but when it comes to Titanfall, I am really liking the Bounty Hunter mode. I think it's a really cool kind of like evolution of Attrition. Attrition obviously is kind of like taking on enemy AI, but also the pilots to build up your score, and then it has that kind of like casual, like murder fest to it. While in Titanfall 2's Bounty Hunter, you actually get that whole kind of like extra kind of like mission objective of actually gaining money from the NPCs, having to fight over the NPCs against the human pilots, and then cashing that in. And you also have this thing where it's kind of like a dynamic where people can actually like camp the cash points, because there's like 2 cash points, and so generally you'll see like one team go to one, the other team go to the other. But you also get this kind of like thing where you might think, maybe I can actually like risk my own money and like take other people's by killing them at the cash point. And so I think that's kind of cool. You will see this right now when I actually use my Ion. Ion is an amazing Titan. I just want to say this right now, like, it's really cool that Titanfall 2 has kind of embraced the hero archetype of multiplayer characters. We did see this in Black Ops 3, where basically you had your own specialist, where, and as you know, I loved, what was her name? It was the one with the grenade launcher. Oh, she was called like Warhead or something like that, but she was amazing, and there was this thing where you felt like you were playing as this personalized character, say like in Dota or League of Legends, and it's really cool that we now have it as robots, because it's kind of like if you think about Gundam or Zone of the Enders, you know, you think, like, for Zone of the Enders at least, because I know that the most, like Jehute, you know, like you got to play as Jehute, but in this, these are actual specific, like, personalized Titans of their own kind of personality. So like Ion, as we're playing, is very kind of like energy weapon based, but it's this thing where it's because they're just so kind of like unique and individualized. You can't have Ion with like a machine gun, even though it already has kind of like a plasma assault rifle machine gun. It has this uniqueness to it, and I just really like that. I don't know what anybody else's opinion of this is, because I have noticed that a lot of people don't like that, and I don't mean it's just for like Titanfall, but I mean like say in Call of Duty. Like Call of Duty is really embracing this now, where you pick your rig, as its class as Infinite Warfare, and then you kind of like customize it just through weapons, but it's still like that unique kind of like character. Like you have, I believe, what's the first one called? I can't remember. It's like the assault class, and then you have like the heavy assault class, and through that you have like their own special kind of like kill streak ability, I guess you could say. And so I kind of like, I just enjoy that. I think it's really, really cool. Nearly got killed there by the electric smoke. I'm doing really well at poning. You may notice actually that the enemy team was actually going to our cash point. I wonder if they were actually trying to take all of our money before we cashed in. They were a little bit late, and I did lose my time, which was kind of emotional, but I did take an enemy legion's battery and then murdered this guy. Now, when it comes to my own boost kill streak in Titanfall 2, I am actually using something called the Anti-Pilot Sentry Gun, and this is something that I've shown you in the past, and it's really cool, really deadly. Trying to take down an enemy legion all by myself as a pilot. This is something that's fantastic as well, is that Titanfall 2 even makes pilots feel like bouses. Like in Titanfall 1, you felt a little bit kind of like the Titans were these like uber god mode kind of like statuses of achievement, but in this, in Titanfall 2, obviously it's more about the pilot and the Titan becoming one. That is the whole tag of Titanfall 2. It's become one with your Titan. And so it's this thing where you feel like the pilot can also be this much more of a capable soldier on the field. I think they kind of emphasize that in the story as well, which is really fantastic, really cool. It's good that they balanced it so that like pilots can actually stand up against Titans, even if there are like, say like the enemy team has like, as you can see here, has 3 Titans, but we only have 1, even though we can also spawn in 2, as those little tiny little lines on top of the screen means. Look at that awesome stance by that Legion, even though he's on fire. It's like a burning hot death god of roboticism. But it's this really cool thing where like the pilots feel like they can stand up to a Goliath, and maybe that's kind of like the thing. Maybe you could class it as like the David and Goliath kind of like archetype or something. I'm not too sure, but still really badass, really, really cool. Loving this mode. We're actually kicking some serious butt cheeks. I believe I actually get a 30 kill score at the end of this, which is really nice because that's a rarity. Generally you'll maybe get an average of maybe about 15 to 16 kills, or at least I find that. Maybe it's maybe around 20, but this one I actually get 30, and obviously this is through my use of Ion. Ion, again, is such a great Titan, very good at all-rounding stuff. It very much reminds me of Atlas from Titanfall 1, where basically Atlas had the Vortex Shield as its kind of like starting ability. And it used like an assault rifle, which was kind of its thing as well, and it could pretty much like cover all bases. It did moderate damage, but not fantastic damage. It had pretty good health, but not fantastic health. You know, and it had all these kind of like things that kind of added to it where like a starter could like really be good at it, but then someone who gets really good with Ion can just like completely pound, because it has those little difficulty bits to it as well, where it has kind of like a sniper rifle type railgun on its shoulder, as you saw just there. That Ion there just let that loose, and it's cool that it's like, it's a starter Titan, but it also has like ways of it becoming very elite. I wouldn't say elite, but you know, like you can actually become like a master of it, and it has like difficulty curves in and of itself, which is kind of cool, even though you can just use the assault rifle. It's pretty badass, but really awesome. And I just kind of like that. I really like that Ion has these kind of like, or even all the Titans have this thing where they're all really easy to use, but they all have this one little thing that makes them just that much more special. And as you can see here, using one of the finishing kill melees, I love doing those. They're a little bit of a risk reward though. This is something to always remember. Only do that if you are in close combat and you have like enough health, because if you're just going to rush at someone who's in emergency and they're just getting all those free hits on you, it's not worth it. Just kill them from a distance, because you still get more points, I think, by just killing them standardly. Like, it's just more of like a showboating thing, more of like, oh, what would you say, like I don't like using this term, but like teabagging, you know how they say teabagging, and so like you could do it as that sense, I guess, but it's fine. Just use your guns, stay safe, keep your Titan in there as long as possible, because you can see they can pretty much one-hit pilots if you're pretty much skilled with the fists and stuff like that. I mean, I generally flail. I'm a bit of like a flailer. Like, as you can see here, look, smush. More bolognese for the family. At least I'm feeding my kids. This is, as you can see, the Vortex Shield, which obviously grabs enemy bullets and missiles, and you can fire them back. And I call this a term. It's actually called rocket tennising, and I think it's really, really cool, because in the original Titanfall, you'd see this a lot. Is that if people were playing as Atlas, is Atlas the only one that actually had the Vortex Shield? I think they could all three of them could use the Vortex Shield, I think. You also saw there the Uber nipple laser chest, Uber awesome finisher as well that you have as Ion as well, which is really good for cutting through loads of Titans, really good for Bounty Hunter as well when you're taking down those enemy NPC Titans. There's actually a battery there for me, which is fantastic, pretty cool. I can actually get my shield and some health back with that. But it was this thing that, like, Atlas had where you'd find that a lot of Atlases would kind of like fire bullets at you because they'll be using the machine guns or like firing rockets, and then they'll kind of like keep firing them back and forth, and it'd be this thing of who can actually run out of the battery charge on that Vortex Shield, you know, and die first, which I thought was really badass. You don't really see that much in this because there are so many more abilities now for the Titans, and you know, there's more variety, or there's more utility, I guess. Yeah, there's more utility, as you can see on the bottom left. There are so many abilities. You have the Vortex Shield, you have the trip mines, and you also have that shoulder laser, and of course your gun, and you've got the melee, you've got the electric smoke, you know, as a passive as well. So you've got all these different things, and not even including the Uber. Like, as you can see here, like, using that Uber on the enemy Titan, which is an NPC, these are part of the Bounty Hunter mode, give you $600 if you can kill one, which obviously benefits your team. So if you were able to kill like 5 of these, you know, for your team, you pretty much win the game. So these are like the major ones to fight over. There's actually an enemy pilot locking onto me here, and I'm not paying attention. He is over there somewhere, firing that missile. I see you, buddy. Sadly, I could have actually used my Vortex Shield there to block that and save a little bit of my health, but I got a little bit lazy. I honestly got a little bit lazy. That's a bit shameful, Josh. A little bit shameful, Proxy. I'm not happy. Now, as you can see here, look, by using my Uber, I can actually take down this Titan pretty much for the count. Now, it doesn't actually, like, finish it off, but by killing it, look at the money you make. $720, that's not bad. Also just killed a pilot there by accident. There was also an enemy pilot here who luckily dies. Was that me who killed that, or was that a friendly Titan? I don't know, because I had my mag launch, which is obviously an anti-Titan weapon. Not very good for pilots, and so I could have died there if it wasn't for those fellow Titans helping me. I'm actually getting shot here by pilots. As I grab another battery, you may have noticed as well that a friendly pilot did jump on my back with a battery while I already had a battery. Oh my goodness, double smush! That was horrible! Oh, there's death everywhere! Oh, I didn't get this guy. Now, what we're going to see here actually is the use of electric smoke. Now, one thing that is really fantastic that you can do, there are 2 different strategies for using electric smoke that I want you to remember. The first one is, when you pop electric smoke, make sure you stand on the edge of the electric smoke, because that means that when that person actually jumps backwards off your Titan with the battery, they fall into the full AoE of the electric smoke, and they can't escape it, which is very useful. They can't jump forwards, they can't jump left and right off your Titan, they can only jump back off your Titan, so make sure you stand on the back of the electric smoke, or the front, depending on, you know, which your preferences. As long as you're on the outskirts of it, they're pretty much screwed. At the same time as that, another thing that you can do if you are in the middle of your electric smoke is to spin around. This is something that's very, very cool, is that you can actually disorientate the pilots by actually spinning around in the electric smoke. They'll actually jump and kind of like spin around themselves. This is something that I've noticed in, say, like kill streaks and stuff as well, is that they'll kind of like go, where the fudge am I? And while they're doing that, they'll be stuck in the electric smoke. There are 2 really useful tactics there there. We'll probably go with the first one, but the second one is really fun if you feel like you can pull it off, but then again, why not just play safe? We have $1,169. Hopefully I can keep this without dying. This is where it kind of gets a little bit tense, because obviously enemy pilots or titans could be actually camping, as you can see here on the right, could actually be camping your cash point, and you want to get all that money in as fast as possible. And again, 1,000, which actually contributes to the 5,000 goal for your team, because obviously the actual like increase is 5,000. That's what you're trying to unlock it off as. And as you can see, look, we nearly got it to the max, which is fantastic here. And even like Ion's doing really well. I'm really proud of my Ion. Comment section below, what do you think to Ion? Do you think he's a good boy? I think he's a talented boy today. There's actually another battery there, look, which is pretty tantalizing. But let's see if we actually finish this Titan and actually get a melee. Oh, just as his pilot jumps out, look, that was lucky of him. Got a mouthful of my barrel too, which is pretty good. Sharing all of that content. But that pilot is now going to try and escape me. Let's see if we can actually find him before he escapes. The end of the match is nearing as well. We actually have nearly $5,000 in our meter on the top of the screen, as you can see there. There's also only 3 minutes left too, so we pretty much got this one in the bag. We pretty much steamrolled the enemy team. Like, look at their meter. It's nothing. And look at the amount of kills I have. Papa's got a brand new bag, or at least he's going to get one after this mission. I mean, all that bounty money. I could buy my kids some Christmas presents. I don't actually have kids, but if I did have kids, I would obviously buy them a lot of Christmas presents in this game. Now, we do actually have $100 here, so I should be able to cap that off if we were able to get to the end of this round of killing all the AI. But there is a thing where basically when you do fight the AI and the NPCs, you do get like a passive amount of money that adds to your kind of like team's meter. So this is something to remember, is that even though you're fighting to get the money by killing the NPCs, you're also getting like little bits of money added to it. So I guess that's kind of like is to move the match along in a sense. So there is this kind of like benefit to just like passively killing people, because as you know, by killing a pilot, you don't actually gain money. You only gain the money that they have by half. So say like an enemy pilot has $100, you kill them, oh my goodness, that was a massive rejection. But if you kill them, you'll get, say, $50. You'll get $50 of their $100. But say if they have 0, you won't get any money. You won't get anything at all. But if you do kill those pilots, you'll get a passive reward of cash, which actually goes to your team's meter, of course. But it's not much. It's only like a little bit. We're literally about to win this. And look at this enemy Titan. Another execution, beating him with his own masturbation hand. Can robots masturbate? Can anyone confirm that? Robots? Do they have... No? Okay, that was just my own assumption. I'm not going to ask what my robot does in his spare time, but we have just gained victory here, level 23, which is, well, quite fantastic. But remember, too, that I have actually just hit Generation 2 as well. Basically, as you know, you can prestige in this game, which doesn't really give you many benefits apart from some brand new color schemes. But once you do regenerate once, you don't have to regenerate again and lose all of your loadouts. It's a one-time thing, and then once every single time you do max out your level, you basically just kind of like roll over and you kind of, you just keep it. We actually have an enemy legion here trying to finish me off. This is actually an auto titan, not an enhanced auto titan. As you know, you can actually get the smart chip, will actually make them even more deadly by themselves, which is what I use with North Star. North Star with a smart chip is really, really deadly. Something to remember there, because obviously it's a sniper and it can do pinpoint shots on pilots and attrition. So something to remember. So that's really, really cool. And obviously as well, when you use that smart chip, it can actually utilize things like cluster bombs, and even in any Titan, they can use all of their abilities. Another execution? No one's fapping today when it comes to robots. But we need to move onwards to the enemy team, who are now trying to extract. Remember that with every match, when it comes to pilots, when they lose, they have to try and get to that extraction point. Seeing there is actually an enemy Titan defending the area. Loads of legions today, which is kind of surprising. But sadly, we weren't able to destroy that dropship. It was really fun though, really excellent. Look at those kills. That was an immense match. Comment section below though, let me know, what did you think to this match? Would love to know, what did you think to my pilot skills? What did you think to my Titan? Ion, is it your favorite Titan? Do you not like Titans? Maybe you just like walking around as the pilot. I mean, there are some people who have that kind of like Call of Duty ethic where they prefer just to be running around killing Titans as the pilot. You can do that, as I mentioned in this video. It's very, very justified. It's one of those things where if you don't want to really use a Titan personally, you could always put in defense mode and just go about killing pilots and Titans alike as just the pilot. But remember to drop a like if you ultimately enjoy this video, and why not subscribe for more Titanfall 2 gameplay in the future. As you can see here, just a little bit of the interface. So what you do at the end of the match is that you can actually gain new boosts, equip those things. I really love the Titan battery, which basically means that once you get your boost to kill streak and you summon a Titan, you activate that boost and you get a free battery to give your Titan a shield, which is very useful. Probably one of my favorites, because as you know, I'm really into just using the Titans in general. And also when it comes to unlocking, like, say, like skins and stuff like that too, there is so much that you unlock passively. This is all about this game, is that you unlock so many things passively. It is a bit of a shame that there aren't things like more weapon loadouts for the Titans. As you know, something that was really, really cool in the original Titanfall was that you could actually equip any Titan with any gun, but it was that thing as well where they didn't feel like personalized Titans. In this, you feel like say Ion is your own, or say like the pilot is your own. Like, as you can see, like, you can actually customize them with different colors and different logos and decals and stuff. And that is the thing that I actually think is better than actually having the choice of actually equipping different weapons, is that it feels like it's your own Titan, that you can actually customize it and think of it as whatever you want. It's yours, you know. It's not just Atlas with a machine gun, it's Ion, but it's your Ion, you know. And it has that color scheme, it has, again, you can have spray paint decals and stuff. I just think that's really cool. I think it's awesome that you do actually have that little bit of personalization when it comes to your Titan. And again, you unlock all those things passively just by casually leveling up, getting those advocate gifts, and no microtransaction as well, which is kind of cool. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like Overwatch with its little loot crates, because obviously with the loot chest crate things, you can actually pay for them, but in Titanfall, you just get given them to you when you level up, and then you get like a banner or a skin or something, and there are so many to unlock as well, so I really appreciate that. But either way, it's been me, Josh, aka Proxy, bringing you some Titanfall 2 today, and I'll see you all next time. Ciao for now.